Alongside Brian Hayes, host of Overdrive on TSN Radio here in studio, and TSN hockey analyst Dave Poulin from his home office. So, gentlemen, the Leafs and the Rangers have the same odds to win the Stanley Cup right now. If I held your feet to the fire and you had to pick one of them, who do you believe's got the better shot at the Stanley Cup this year, Brian?
I think it's the Rangers right now. I think both teams deserve to have around the same odds at this point, Gino, but I think it's the Rangers for a few different reasons. Team defense, they are more superior in that area than the Maple Leafs are at this point. Also, they've got an absolute stud in net in Igor Shesterkin. His numbers have not been great this year. They dipped a little bit last year. But when Shesterkin is on his game, he's one of the 2 or 3 best goalies in the world. I believe he's capable of doing for the Rangers what Sergei Bobrovsky did for the Panthers last year. Also, Peter Laviolette, he's won a Stanley Cup. He's been to multiple Cup finals. I think that factors in when it comes to the Rangers. And a number one defenseman, a driver of play, is a big part of success in the playoffs. Morgan Riley's been great this year. He's had a really good playoff pedigree in his past. But Adam Fox is an absolute stud. I think he could play 28, 29, 30 minutes in big playoff games. I will give it to the Rangers.
I believe it's the Leafs, Brian. It's just slightly, but I would agree that Shesterkin gives them an edge. The Rangers an edge in net, and their defense, I think, is better. Up front, it's the star power of the Leafs. Gives them a little bit more offense. But here's an intangible for you. How about the Leafs are more desperate? So they need this more than the Rangers need it. Forget about the players. They need this. And I do think that both teams will make moves to become more playoff ready. I don't think either is there right now, but I give the Leafs a slight edge.
Speaking of desperate, Ilya Samsonov coughed up 10 goals in his last 2 starts, both OT losses. So no surprise that Keefe is going with Martin Jones after shutting out the Pens on Saturday. More important question, though, have the Leafs lost faith in Samsonov, Hazy?
I think what they did in the offseason would suggest that they didn't have much faith coming in. They brought him to arbitration. They only signed him to a 1-year deal, Gino, and he's put himself in this position. His numbers are bloated. He is not playing with confidence, and he's not oozing confidence. His post-game comments, his pre-game comments are a poison pill in a dressing room.
And his demeanor.
His demeanor, exactly. Pulley, you know what it's like. You get a guy in that room who's got a lip on that's not happy with the way he's playing, and he doesn't deserve to be happy, but he's portraying it. I don't think that's a good sign for Samsonov. I don't think the Leafs are high on his list in terms of the way they feel about the way he's playing right now. And I think Martin Jones, if he keeps playing the way he did a couple of nights ago, I'd keep riding him here in Toronto.
I don't think they've lost faith in him because I don't think they can lose faith in him. You know, here's the amazing stat. He has 1 regulation loss this year. I had to look that up about 3 times to actually understand it. 1 regulation loss. And he hasn't been at his best. But I think they still need him. Joseph Woll is a rookie. Martin Jones has been good. He's got 3 wins, no losses. He's been good in a relief role. But I think they'll still need Samsonov. I don't think they can afford to lose faith in him.
Yeah, but need doesn't always translate into faith in a guy. Okay, let's get to this. When it comes to the offseason additions by Brad Treliving, Tyler Bertuzzi, Max Domi got most of the headlines. But where does the signing of Jones rank for you among the most important Leafs GM moves made in the offseason, Brian?
He has the chance to be the most important and the most pivotal if he keeps playing the way he's been playing. Joseph Woll is a rookie. He's coming off a pretty significant injury. Who knows when he returns and the form he returns in. And we just spoke about Samsonov, who is not playing with a ton of confidence, and they are not committed to him long term. This contract they gave to Jones to squeak him through waivers was genius. And this is exactly why you bring in a veteran, a guy that's capable of playing in any situation against any team. The Leafs are a really good team. They're scoring a lot of goals for him. He's doing his job. If he ends up starting 20, 25 games this year, I think he'll be the most important signing.
The key word is quietly. I think quietly he is the most important signing because he was so under the radar. And they need him right now. He's played almost 450 games in the National Hockey League. He won 27 games in Seattle last year. And I look at the overall record. I look at the fact that he started 60 games 4 times in the National Hockey League. It was a few years ago, but he's put the work in. I think it was a real quiet move at the time, but proving to be very important for the Leafs.
As mentioned, the Leafs have appointed 9 straight games. Their last streak of 10 or more, that was over 2 years ago.